Good.
Yep. You want to start us out?
Coach, what's the most disappointing about today and the way things unfolded for you guys?
It's hard to put into words, Sal. Just all of it. That's a team we beat 44-7 or something like that a year ago. And they ran the ball on us. We didn't do a very good job fitting the run, playing blocks, missed a lot of tackles. Couldn't move the ball consistently, run the ball against them. Kicking game. Had a 2-yard punt or something like that, 4-yard punt. I don't know what it was. They gave us a look on that first punt and thought they'd be in that look again. Fortunately, we had a fake call. They didn't give us that same look, and we got hit right in the backfield. So, just all of it. Our guys kept playing even that last 2-second play we had. But I can't describe the disappointment that I'm feeling. I cannot put it into words. But wasn't our last game, and we got the biggest game of the year that we've played to this point coming up next week. So we're gonna refocus and get ready for that one. And I'm gonna do that myself best I can.
The offensive struggles in scoring the football, is it more fundamentals or schematics, or what do you think's happening there?
Well, it's hard to say completely. Not just fundamentals. We gotta give our guys the best chance, and we gotta look at the things we're doing, we're calling. But certainly some of it is blocking and sustaining blocks, and we did that at times. We had some passes that we didn't hit. We got to hit those. Protection. Times where he's kind of having to move around a little bit. I wish sometimes he would have pulled it down and run the ball rather than taking a shot. And we got to look at all of it. What we're calling, how we're blocking things schematically, the personnel that we got in on those particular plays, and just the execution of the fundamentals. But that's it's coaching and it's playing, and we got to do a lot better. It's like I said, it is very difficult to put into words the disappointment and just pinpoint exactly what it was. But our struggles offensively have certainly been it's been very frustrating.
Do you think it would take this long for the gun option offense to be grasped or to see results from it? Or
no, I didn't. Had I thought at any point we would score 14 points in a matter of 3 games, if I could have predicted the future, I would have probably taken a pause. But certainly, it's things we can do. We can. We got to do it better, and it's the way we teach it, the way we call it, the way we're executing it. All of it. It's all got to be done better. So we got to figure that out.
So obviously, still believe in the scheme and what you guys are doing on all.
Sure, it's the plays will work, but we gotta give our guys the best chance by calling the game where there's some flow, and we keep our opponents on edge, and those are all things that we can control as coaches, coaching the fundamentals and getting the right people in the right positions, and then our guys execute, and I know they can. We've seen them do it. We move the ball very effectively in the second half against Boston College. Moved the ball very effectively in the first half against Syracuse. Moved the ball against UTSA, who I think's got a good football team. And there's been evidence that it'll work, and I believe it will. You know, some of this, there's some investment, and what I need to make sure is that I don't panic, and that we continue to press forward and try to improve. But we are our kids the best. It's they get to play once, and for our seniors, this is their last season. So I want to make it a great season for them, and I want to give them the best chance to win. And so, unfortunately, just collectively, we didn't do a very good job of that today.
Or any second guessing on the 4th and 2 play at the 7?
Yes. Yes.
Anything that you could have done differently there? Or?
Run the ball. Certainly. So if it, you know, they're hammering away in there, and we had run the ball some on first down and got 2 yards, and we needed 2. And there's a situation where we're packed in there, and so are they, expecting us to hammer the ball. And we thought we'd be able to slip it out there and toss it in the flat or hit the guy in the over route and run the ball. And none of which happened. But that was the reason behind the call. But it's just not who we are. And you know, certainly there's some second guessing on that.
Yes. Hey, Coach. Sorry, I know you're ready today. Wanted to ask about the play of Chan Harris today. More or less bookends his day with a 43-yard deep ball and a 36-yard touchdown. What do you think plays like that do for his confidence and your trust in him moving forward?
He's a very talented kid. I think he's got a good career ahead of him here. Made a good pass there on the first play of the game. Made a nice run there, scored, give us a chance. He's got to continue to grow up in the offense and grow up as a college player. And it's not easy. It's not easy to come in as a freshman and play, and especially at that position. It's a particularly difficult position to play as a freshman. So I think he's improving. He's getting better. We just had some plays all around that we didn't make. We got to make those plays. We're capable, whether it's a throw or a run or a block or whatever it may be. We gotta execute, and we as coaches got to get our guys to execute. That's important. But I'm happy that he's getting better. That it isn't. You know, we've lost 3 games in a row here where he's played some significant snaps, obviously against Troy. It's started the last 2 games. That he's not digressing. He's not getting worse. He's doing things better. It just got a ways to go.
What was the mindset behind reinserting Champ back into the offense during the second half? And how do you think that improved or changed the game for your offense?
Well, we were going to go really fast and throw the ball, and knew that he may have to get on the run and move a little bit. And obviously, we had Bryson, who he's been hurt all week, and I don't know that he was complaining that it was bothering him, but Champ's a little bit faster, a little more elusive, and he throws it well enough to be able to go into that situation. And so that was the reason we put him in there. And he obviously did some good things, but still, again, there's things he's got to improve at, and he'll continue to get better.
Final one from me. Asked Austin Hill about the status of the defense, because 2 home games in a row, they have a tough first half, but then in the second half really start to bolster things down. Only allowed the 1 touchdown today, the 1 field goal against Troy. So what's preventing the defense from playing a full 60-minute effort right now in your eyes?
I don't know. I wish I could answer that. We try to get him to do that. like I said, they weren't set up in a very good position there after the failed fake punt. And I certainly wish that would have worked. I wish we wouldn't have turned it over there. Like I said, they didn't have to score. It's not a rule they got to score there, but it was a short field, and we gave up a big play that kind of set it up. But at that point in the game is early in the second half. We had moved it very good on offense in the first half, and I'm looking for a spark, anything to keep a drive going, try to steal a possession, and unfortunately it didn't work and put our defense in a bad situation with their backs to the wall.
Appreciate your time and thank you.
But just one more, Bryson Dy, was he ready to go? Were you planning on using him, or was he like an emergency thing, or how was that?
We were going to make a game time decision whether he was going to be able to play or not. He's been steadily improving since he was injured, and he's starting to feel a lot better. Felt better in practice yesterday, and so the trainers were able to give him some medication to kind of ease the pain. We did that right before warm-ups. We went through warm-ups, and we had told him, we said, we're going to start champ. At some point, we're going to get you in the game. Excuse me, get you in the game. Sorry about that. And so he was ready. And we really want to monitor as he played, how he was holding up. And he seemed to do pretty good. So he's a really competitive guy. And, but, you know, he has something. He's just different than Champ. He's different. And we're probably built right now for him to be our quarterback. Just the things we're doing, and obviously having different guys, you're going to call the game a little bit differently. But I was proud of him. I was proud of his effort. And we had a couple plays. We were very fortunate when we fumbled the ball down there on the 5 that they had 12 guys on the field, or we were going to lose that scoring opportunity. And like I said, it just frustration I feel. It's really, really difficult to express, but I'm disappointed in myself, disappointed in just the program and the team in general, and the way we've played and the way we play today, and losing that football game.
We'll go to Charles on Zoom for one. Go ahead, Charles.
Good afternoon, Coach. Charles Grievous with GoBlackKnights.com. From a defensive perspective, it's safe to say that the defensive backs were on plenty of tackles via the UMass rushing attack, whereby Hammonds had, I believe, 8 and DiDomenico 7. Is that an indicator or a concern that the D-line, the linebackers were being taken out of the game, along with missed tackles that you talked about earlier, especially trying to stop their running back, Lynch Adams, who had over 200 yards rushing?
We looked like we had never seen a counter play before. I mean, they ran the counter play over and over and over again, and we could not stop it. And so they pulled the guard and tackle, and they ran the receiver across like speed sweep, handed off to the back on the counter play, and he's popping out in the secondary. And so certainly we got to play it better, fit better, recognize it, coach it better, and so that that's kind of what we saw, especially early on, and it was frustrating. A couple times they popped out of there, and then in the secondary we weren't fitting where we needed to be, and they just kind of ran through us, and we pride ourselves on trying to be a good run-stopping defense, being a good running football team, neither of which we did today. So we got some improvements to make. We're going to face a team next week that's really effective running the football, so we're going to have to do a lot better.
And my follow-up and final question, turnovers have been an issue from game 1 of the season and today, obviously, which often a result of decision-making errors versus just physicality of the game. I know that it'd be hard to kind of address that issue right after today's game, but can you kind of put your finger on why this is an ongoing problem?
They're throwing the ball to the other team in a desperation throw. It's not a wise throw. And we've done that a couple of times, toss the ball up. I think those guys are today. I'm sure they're trying to make a play to win the football game. And the way the last few weeks have gone, the way the day was going, they're trying to make a play. And they got to let the plays come to them. They got to make the plays that are there. Not trying to create something. And so there's probably some poor decisions there. Where I get most disappointed is when the ball gets knocked out, which it did today. And I don't know how we can coach it differently or more emphasis on it than we do. Continue to do that. So it's my responsibility, and we got to get it corrected, and we're certainly going to try this week.
Thanks, everyone.